Okay. I will call the July 15th Historic District Commission meeting to order. We've got approval of draft meeting minutes, but if we could postpone those and move on to the new business so we don't hold these folks up. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep. Yes.
Alright, so this is an application. Canterbury United Community Church at 5 Center Road. And the description of the project is installation of 8-foot 7-inch by 7-foot granite platform at the church entrance with 4 granite posts, ADA compliant ramps on 3 sides. Also sidewalks to be replaced with 4 foot of paving, 5 foot between the store and parish house. Granite curb near lamppost to be removed and sloped down to parking lot. So, Jim, here to speak on behalf of the church and
Sure.
give us a
So,
depth.
You have to identify yourself, Jim.
my name is Jim Soika. I'm one of the trustees. The trustees take care of the property for the church. Things that we do are then ratified by the church council. This was approved. This project was approved by the church at its annual meeting. So we're here to present the project. The entrance to the church, as the application indicates, is not an ADA compliant entrance, and we do have an aluminum ramp that we put out before services at the sanctuary, and it's okay, but it's dangerous to use. It does wobble or deflect, I should say, and people, including myself, have tripped over it trying to avoid it or go over the ramp, if you will. So the proposal is to extend the level of the first step, the top step, out 7 feet, so that platform will be slightly over 8 feet and slightly 8 foot 7 inches wide. So it'll be a square platform, more than what is recommended for ADA compliant platforms in front of a door. But we're thinking of gathering. And when I was here, Ted, you had suggested some granite posts. These plans were reviewed and modified by Nancy Roy, and she recommended placing 2 granite posts that will focus travel towards the 3 egress points, if you will, that will be paved up to the granite. And as far as the sidewalks are concerned, those are in disrepair. They've been patched over the years. When the septic system was done, there was some damage from the excavator, and it was paved, or patched, I should say. But people have been tripping. The surface of the sidewalks in many places is below grade, below the grass, and our intent is to pull up the existing pavement and replace it with an adequate amount of gravel or ledge pack, and then the new paving. 3 inches, it'll probably pack down to 1.5 inches, will be slightly above the existing grass grade, if you will, so that we have proper drainage. And as far as between the parish house and the center store, that's a challenge. We need to avoid snow coming off the roof of the store. And we're going to follow the suggested path that was used this past fall. And that'll be a 5-foot walkway. Both of the entities that we got quotes from suggested that we do a 5-foot walkway. I'm not certain whether those quotes were, or those gentlemen that did the quotes were thinking a straight walkway, but that just won't be possible because the access to the walkway from the parking lot needs to be as close to the building as possible, because snow is pushed off the edge. And that's why the sidewalk does have somewhat of an S curve. And as far as grade is concerned for ADA compliance, you have to have 12 inches of run for every inch of rise. And there's, I don't know, there's probably about a 2-foot rise between the parking lot and the walkway at the back door. A compliant distance would be somewhere out here. So that walkway will not be ADA compliant, but it will be 5 feet so that assistance can be provided to somebody that's on crutches or in a wheelchair or any other assistive device. So that's about it. It sounds like a simple project, but there are a lot of different little pieces that need to be taken care of very carefully because of the location in the center of town. So, questions?
Okay.
Do we have a plan?
Yeah, did you? It was emailed out, that's the
Oh.
packet that's in it.
I have an extra here if somebody needs it. Actually,
I was thinking if maybe you wanna take questions, or given that you're looking at this, I can entertain other public input for and against first, and then we can do questions.
Sure.
Is that all right? Is anybody here to speak for? I'll say for. Anybody here
We're here to support it.
to support it? Yeah.
I'm here to support it, but I got some questions about it.
Yep, okay.
Good.
All right, well, I'll start on this side and work that way. How's that, Becky?
Oh, okay, well, could you, I'm sorry, could you?
Yeah.
My name is Becky Josephson, Josephson, and I'm the pastor of the church, and a member of the trustees committee because of that. So we'd really like for people who need who do assisted walking to be able to get into the church as easily as people who are on 2 feet. And just theologically, it's important to us that everyone's treated as equally as possible. And also, our population's getting older, and so we predict that we'll see more and more people who have wheelchairs or walkers. So we'd like to have something that is welcoming and doesn't look like a sort of side, a second thought to including these folks in the church. And the sidewalks are in need of repair. Not only are they uneven, and so people who don't have perfect balance tend to tip on those sidewalks. They collect water in the winter, and then they ice over, and we had, I think, 3 falls out front, even though we were really trying to keep after them with salt and clearing them. It's just really hard to get those little puddles of ice that form in the winter. So I think those are the 2 main reasons that I would speak for this project. And I think the plan that Nancy and Jim and the others have come up with, I think it'll be attractive. So, yeah.
Okay. And Ron?
This is a project we've been talking about for many years. The walkway is something we've been on we just haven't had the funds to be able to address this kind of thing. We have recently, I'll say, discovered some funds that were available for this kind of project. And so we're getting several things. We had the church fee and so on and so forth, because we had some funds for that at this point. This is one of the things that is on that list. So I think it's very important to get it done while we can.
Okay.
Can I have your name, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ron Turcott,
Thank you.
Chair of the Trustees.
The address too, if I recall, right? Kimball Pond Road.
15 Becky is at 15 Kimball Pond Road. Thank you.
I'm at 10 Center Road.
Thank you.
And Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim Moyer of OIR on 43 Wall Road. And I'm one of the managers of the Canterbury Community Market LLC with other. And I've got no problem, I think, doing the front of the church sounds great. But I have two questions, 2 areas of my question. One would be the part where you have it going between the parish house and back of the store. It's great, you pave it, but there's really two things. A lot of problems with water running off there. And it's been worked on a lot by Kevin and maybe, just wondering if in consultation with people, where this whole thing starts up here, so you can minimize the water problems. I think if it starts where you have it indicated here,
It's actually starting at the same spot that the existing walkway starts.
Yeah.
But instead of coming straight, which would be a problem with falling ice.
Right.
It's veering away to the left.
Yeah.
And then where it starts to bear back to the right, that's gotta be at the same grade or lower than the existing pavement, so that we don't have a drainage problem coming off the backside of the church,
all right.
of the parish house.
Okay, I mean, as long as that's all, you know, considered the drainage problems.
Right,
The only other one is, we got the back door from the store coming out, which has a brick, walkway that terminates at the old one.
right,
We can be
right.
able
I
to-
actually talked with, I believe it was Lisa, Carlson.
Okay,
I said, when we have this going on, maybe speak with the guy that's doing paving and, I don't know, you're talking maybe a couple of cubic feet, maybe 3 cubic feet of asphalt and extend it or extend it with bricks to the edge if that's something that they want to do.
okay, I mean, it's something we haven't considered, with the LLC at this point,
Right,
the finance of doing that. I'm just
Right.
wondering if this should be
but I think
part of your project.
I think the intent so this is actually following the gravel path that
Right.
was installed.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the intent of the LLC was to extend the walkway to that gravel path, if you will, during the winter. It wouldn't be prudent to have both walkways.
No, I agree, but if the walkway here is being torn up,
Yes, it
it
will.
makes sense. I'm just wondering if part of the project should be to just extend the brick walkway over there. I mean, the issue is, you're doing
I
this
mean,
project.
that's something I think that the LLC could do on its own. I mean, it's.
It
Well,
is on
there-
church,
could it be
it is on church land.
Did you talk about paving it? Or are you
We
talking
have the
about
brick
putting-
there, whatever works, I mean, it
Well, we have-
would look sort of silly having brick and then pavement. That's just my guess.
It's what it is now, it's brick and then pavement.
Right, brick going into the pavement, what we'd have is brick and then the extended pavement going to pavement.
It's up to the LLC.
Is that something we could discuss between the two parties, if this board is willing to let that happen? I think that the real question would be is, could they do it? Because obviously it's on church property, so
Right.
that discussion hasn't happened. I think it can be happened, and I think I know what the answer would be. But I think that would be important that, as part of this whole project, that there's some connectivity.
Yeah.
Because I think as we look at the entire center, we're trying to bind it all together, particularly for foot traffic, so it's easy to go from one end to the other without
Right.
trampling the mud and the grass and everything else. So I think maybe we
Yeah.
can leave that to be discussed, but
so
to
just-
be something to
yeah.
be settled on.
I think, just to add to that, besides traffic there, if that exit is in part for people in wheelchairs,
Yeah.
we
Well, that,
wanna make sure it
exit of the
works for
store,
them.
that's just the emergency exit for the store.
Oh,
I mean, it's not one that's gonna be commonly used.
okay,
It's our back door. So
but isn't it supposed to be accessible?
It should be paved in some sort,
Yeah.
in case
Yeah.
you have somebody in there that
Yeah.
has accessibility. Not everybody accessibility challenged is in a wheelchair.
Yep.
Right, so.
Right, there's
even
all sorts of
all sorts
ways
of
we
them, so,
can.
yeah, there should be a connectivity point at some point.
Yeah.
My guess is it can be worked out.
Yeah, just sort of wanna raise it so we can have discussion.
Good point.
You know.
Yeah.
And the other one I wanna talk about, is you're talking about putting a curb cut out here, from the parking lot, sorry, over here.
Well, the parking lot curb cut
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Which makes sense, I mean, you need a curb cut to get a wheelchair through there, absolutely.
this is, the curb cut, are you talking about the one where the lamp post is?
Yeah, the lamppost.
Yes, we're just gonna take that existing granite
Yeah.
slab out of there.
Yeah.
There was some question about getting permission from the town, but it's actually on church property.
Right. I get it. My question is not that, of course you need that, you know, to be accessible. But is there going to be a handicap parking space? And let me just tell you where I'm going with this before you answer. If you have a handicap parking place, there's lots of state laws about the size and this kind of stuff. And then we start talking about lining there. It's on your property, that's great. The problem is, if we line in one place, what happens to the rest of the parking lot? And I know this is the big problem that we're talking about.
I honestly, Jim, I haven't considered that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was necessary.
I'm just thinking, because if you have just a handicap space with the sign and all that, lined, do we not line anything else in the whole parking lot? The parking, I was there today, it's a mess over there. As I came in just now.
That's the character of the town.
Oh, I know it is. It's just, I'm sort of wondering, big picture, how are we gonna deal with this thing?
So for church services, presently, when there is somebody that comes to services, that's in a wheelchair, they're using the front entrance. Honestly, this entrance on the side here is actually quite steep, that's
Yes.
not ADA compliant.
Right.
It's not that 12-to-1 pitch.
Yeah.
1-to-12.
No, I think what you're saying makes absolute sense. That's the place to come in. It's a
Right.
straight shot in and having it, easy access. I'm
Right.
just sort of thinking about, if you have the handicapped access, do you need the handicapped space? Does the space need to be marked? Does it need to comply with all the state laws? And
If I could interject something in here, maybe we can approve the changing of that access so that it's handicap accessible. But then we kick as far as the parking goes, we kick the can down the road until that's, we iron all that out first.
Yeah.
So if you can put in the handicapped access and leave it that way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Because honestly, the town has been maintaining plowing the parking lot. I mean, the whole possession in use is convoluted because of where the property lines are, and I don't know the town wants to go there either.
Right. No, I don't wanna go there. I'm just,
Yeah.
I don't know if you were planning to go there and if we are,
Have you
it's
considered
more of the
that?
kind of thing where, the big picture of what to do with the entire lot, becomes an issue.
Right,
If it goes the way you're talking about, don't have to worry about that. We'll just continue the parking how it is for the time being.
right.
But I think it's something we probably should address.
So right now, the only signage that we have for handicap accessibility is in the upper lot for the parish house, so there is a sign.
And no painting.
Right.
So I don't know,
It's, technically not to ADA standards.
Are the rules the same for private and public
Yeah.
spaces?
For public spaces.
yeah, so I don't know, what's a public space in a driveway, like,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
you have a public space in the sense of you have activities other than the church service. It's open to the public for daycare, for other events and whatnot.
So the church would the church, I guess that's the one I'm thinking about,
Well, technically speaking, the church
but it's a
needs
But
to
it's a
have.
private lot? So that's what I'm asking.
Well, you're inviting the public in though. So the store is a private lot, but because you're inviting the public in.
That might be another application at some point to repave that. Because that parking lot,
It's true.
I mean, to park on the right side, you're pulling off the asphalt onto the dirt for all of those
Yeah,
spaces.
I see, you're talking up top there.
Right.
Well, let's not get too far, but I will say one of the questions I was gonna ask about was the handicap part, because you're making it handicap accessible, so the natural thing would be, where do those folks park? And what I know and having to go through what working with the store is that every parking area or lot is required to have one ADA accessible space for every 6 spaces. And the first one has to be van accessible, which if you look at where the store is in front of the post office, there's actually a space and then there's an 8-foot cordoned off section, which is where the mobility would unload. So my question was about that, is there a plan or should we have a plan? I have a personal opinion on things, but I think when you're looking at the ADA part of it, which I think is very commendable, you gotta almost extend it out past that curve
Yeah,
part.
I'd like to do that with a different application
Yeah, oh, no,
at
no,
this
no,
point.
absolutely. But that was one of the questions I had is that because you don't really have accessibility to the ADA standards, because you're right, the pitch out here is way too much.
But the pitch in the front is not.
The pitch in the front is
Yeah, the pitch in the
fine,
front is not, and that will be accepted.
from the front
The front of the church.
front of the church up.
Yeah.
Is, yeah, so maybe there's a spot out there, I don't know, that's for another discussion, but I'm just saying that if I was to consider the application, I gotta kind of think of that, because that's why you're doing this, is to make it accessible.
I think it's reasonable for us to do one step
Oh,
and
yeah,
another step.
yeah,
and
no, I wouldn't argue that, we were all have to do things in baby steps
Yeah,
in the center.
I'm not arguing that either.
Yeah.
I'm great you're doing this, it's wonderful.
thank you.
So I'll open it up to questions from the board. Vanessa, do you
I don't have any
have
questions.
questions?
I don't think I have any questions. I like the modified drawing with a stone post in
You said 2 and I didn't like that, and I was shot down by Nancy.
it.
She said if you had a problem with 2, go see her. She said she would explain why.
Yeah, no, that's okay, I like it. I think it's not only, seems like it's not only safer, but it's more attractive.
She had suggested 7-inch posts, but 7-inch I think would be a bit too much. It would be a bit overpowering, so the current plan is to use 6-inch posts. Makes a big difference,
3 feet high.
yeah.
3 feet above the platform, is that correct?
Right.
Comment.
What are you guys gonna do? They're gonna have it in before Christmas, Thanksgiving probably?
So if the granite is ordered from Swenson, I know if it was ordered in the spring, it was a 6 to 8 week lead time. The platform has to be cut.
Yeah.
We're using Canterbury stonemasons, and in his quote, he said a start time of October, November. So paving will be a challenge because of the inclement weather. Depends on what kind of fall we have. We've had snow on Halloween. I've had forsythia bushes blooming for Christmas. It just depends. I mean, there's a possibility that the paving is not done until spring.
But the goal is to get
And
it done as soon.
my concern at this point is if we have some challenging weather, the stonemason may come and say, I can't do it this year, it'll have to be next spring. So I think we just need to be cognizant of that.
Kevin, just a point of order, is our approval time consent?
You get a year from
A
the
year,
approval,
okay.
and you can
Yeah.
also get another extension of a year too.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
we're good.
Make a motion then.
Can I ask a question? I also was curious about the 4 granite posts. I wasn't sure why 2 wasn't sufficient. Did she give you a real answer as to?
So as you come out of the church, she wanted 2 posts at the end of the granite as much as a boundary for the platform, even though the grade with the dirt will be at a 112 pitch. It focuses the eyes towards the exit, if you will. And she said, if that's to be the case, we want to focus the people that will go either to the left or to the right to go between the granite posts and stay away from being close to the building. As the grade will slope away in front of the building, and there will be some granite curbing that will be installed very close to the building. It's unlikely that anybody is going to walk there because there will be also some 10 or 12 inch cubes on either side of the second step down, the second platform. To be somewhat of a barrier, but also to block access, if you will.
Yeah, I had a question of why those cubes, because you've got an elevation issue there.
It's because that second step is wider than the top step.
Right, and so you still have the portion of it exposed nearest the building.
Right.
And is that,
So
Where somebody
the
could-
current plan is to pour, that step is 6 inches, just a little bit under 6 inches in the front. So the plan is to pour a concrete pad on that second step, the first step going up. And that's what the granite will sit on.
but behind that cube in the building, it will be lower.
In theory, yes, yes, unless we pour the concrete all the way around. That's to be
I
decided.
guess that was my question with the curbing where it met, was the curbing there to hold the cube in place? Cause it's one more set of cracks.
No, because the curbing can't go on top of that step.
Right,
So as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at it in my mind, and it would make sense to pour the concrete all the way around.
and I was thinking either that or, stone or something that slopes down so that if somebody steps back, right? They've got the portion nearest the building that there's a 6 inch drop and then
Yeah.
the ground. And then if they come out to where the new cube is, there's still a drop off behind the curve, so to speak. So I guess my question was if,
So I do have,
I was thinking of two pieces, are they, if they're masonry in place, then they're not gonna move, but you've got mortar cracks.
can you see
That
this,
doesn't
Kevin?
deteriorate.
This is a granite planter.
Yeah.
Not a granite, a concrete planter. That may be something that we put there. The only problem with that is you need to remove those for the winter or else
Right.
they break apart.
Yeah. So you wanna make sure that people understand that there is a step back hazard
Right.
where those cubes are or
Right.
aren't on that step.
If that type of planter is put there, it'll be
It gives you
36 inches high.
Yeah.
Not including the flowers.
And when the doors are open, especially, during services, that
funnels you.
It
protects
prevents you from going
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I was curious because anytime you add more stuff, not only is it money, but it's maintenance because
Yeah.
it's not a solid monolithic slab. So
Right.
you've already got a crack down the middle that may be an issue, and if you add those, just thinking on that. So the curbing that runs towards the store, so to speak, you've got 20 to 25 feet, and
That's
that
an
is
estimate.
that's to give you that 1 in 12
Right.
pitch and not have behind it just kind of drop off.
Right.
Curve gives you
And
that.
then we have to be concerned about drainage, which will most likely have to come this way.
And that was where I was going was, it's because you already collect a lot of water on the east side of the building. So much like up at the parish house where you're trying to keep that grade, I would want to make sure that grade.
it hasn't been a problem for us, till now. So,
Right. Which is why it's deteriorating too,
Yeah.
right? So we're trying to lift it up so there's not moisture or ice sitting on it.
In all likelihood, there may need to be some material removed on this end of the building.
So just again, something that I've noticed having to deal with drainage on the other side is the water pooling, and don't wanna have that curb extend so far out that it gets into that.
Right,
25 feet's about where the flag hangs out, I think.
I think it'll probably be no more than 8 to 10 feet, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I don't think you'll need much more. And so, yeah, so the columns are there to kind of frame the walkway.
Right, and the reason he said that 20 to 25 feet is because of the 1 to 12 pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
12 and 12 would be 24.
And that's where I'm going is that if the water has to run that way 20 feet before it goes down, I don't think it's pitch that would allow that.
On the right side,
On the east side, yeah, if you're facing the church, you're
Yeah.
on the right side. Yeah, so again, somebody that's aware of it is gonna work that out for you, but
right,
you don't wanna impound any more water than is already there by
Right.
raising that elevation now that you're trying to make it
yeah,
work well.
hopefully he's got a transit.
I think that was, my only other concern was really the 5 feet of asphalt walkway, and I hear your concern about why it's 5 feet, but that's an abnormally wide. Two people abreast is 42 to 48 inches usually.
But if you got a wheelchair,
That you're usually
or
behind it.
you've got somebody that needs help and they're holding, you got 3 people across, then
Yeah, if you're trying to get 3 people, yeah, but
It would make sense, 5 feet, wheelchair's 36, ADA, 2 feet per passing for a 48. I mean, the maths, right? 5 feet, you got 36, 24,
I'm
that's
just saying,
fine.
normally a 2-person walk is 48, 42 to 48
Yeah, cause you get what, 18 to 24 per
per
person?
person
we do have people that need help
on both sides.
on both sides
Yeah.
to go up there.
And going back to where that exits into the parking lot up there, my concern is, again, knowing how the water flows, is the only reason I did the path the way it terminated was to take advantage of the asphalt that was there for the first 2 feet or so. I would prefer, or think it would be better as far as corralling the drainage and not having it be an issue on your new asphalt, is to push that up as much as possible from the corner, because that's the natural course where the water's gonna run, and that's why there was ice buildup there these
What do
couple
you
of
mean
years.
by up from the corner? I'm just not clear.
So if you were at the section with that picture of this piece right here.
Yeah.
So the water comes off of Hackleboro, runs down the parking lot. Its lowest point is right there,
Right.
right? And so no matter what you do, you're gonna have water starting on that walkway. And so what I would do, because you are starting over, because 5 feet, they're gonna have to rip up more than what's there to give you a base, is to push this up even like a foot or two, so that the water
Yeah,
itself.
But not aligning it way out, because the other thing is snow removal. The plowing pushes that over there, and this past winter, it was difficult even keeping that open.
But even with it's open, that's my point, is that water is collecting there and freezing.
Yeah,
So you can't get down.
I would prefer to see it moved, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
because then it's just not as wonky.
right, for that reason too. But to have the water be able to course through there and not have a chance to decide, do I want to go down the asphalt because the scraping didn't happen or not? If there's enough
Yeah.
room there that, this granite work, channel work can continue through, I think 98% of the water is not gonna be on your walkway. It's gonna be whatever happens to just fall on it, as opposed to now.
I think we'd want the water to go into that French drain to the,
That's what I'm getting at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it would just be a problem going across the extended walkway from the store.
Yeah,
If it goes down.
well, that would have to be redone with a piece of drain pipe. Yeah, because you don't want a swale that's collecting water when it's an emergency exit.
Yeah,
So that could be addressed, but you have pitch and elevation to work with there.
okay,
So I don't think that's a problem, but where you're starting fresh, they're gonna have to put in a base anyways. If you were to straighten this out a bit, wouldn't even have to be more than, I think, a foot or two at most. So the water can continue past the entrance to the 5 foot.
I would prefer 2 feet to keep it straight,
Yeah,
and then we just have to deal with it with, the snow being
But
pushed over.
you're gonna have to deal with it, because now you got a 5 foot instead of a 3 foot, so he's gonna have to push even farther to the right, so to speak.
Yeah. You'll have to pull it out with his plow.
It's what it comes down to, yeah.
You'll push it over out in front of the generator for the store.
Where's the handicap parking up there? Is it on that low corner?
No, it's on the other side by the fenced in yard.
Oh, so you couldn't even run it to the split in the handicap? You couldn't run the sidewalk to the
There's quite a bit
accessibility?
of elevation there.
Yeah, too much?
Yeah.
You'd have to put in a cog rail.
I don't park there much, so I'm not familiar.
Yeah. That was my concern, was again, just trying to get that water to move away as fast as possible without impacting things. And we still have to deal with this end down here, where we haven't finished it at the LLC, because that's what we're trying to do, is collect all the water. So it makes sense to wait for this project, so that we're not doing something and then getting it torn up and then redoing it. So,
Is that something where you wanna put a drain in under the new walkway?
I think there's a discussion there.
Cause it just
I
ends
hate
in,
drains
it ends in
underneath
front of the leach, the septic tanks.
Well, it drains out past where there used to be a shed there that ran the gas pumps, right? It's a concrete slab. So the water currently runs just to the west of that onto the asphalt and then down. Okay, so ideally the way it would drain wouldn't affect your walkway where the curbing's being removed. So I don't think you need to put anything underneath there.
Yeah,
And putting even 6-inch is a pain in the neck, but 4-inch, half the time it gets clogged, it freezes, and then it doesn't work. So.
yeah, cause then the other problem is the roots from this tree.
So, those are my concerns, but all in all, I think it's a great project. I think, we're going the extra mile to make it fit
Right.
and also be inclusive without appearing inclusive on purpose, which I think it's hard to do. I've seen some churches have had to do things and it's like, whoa, that's a monstrosity.
Those heat ramps, it's really
Yeah.
sad, but better than nothing, I think.
Good. Well, any other questions? Then.
How do we keep the skateboarders away afterwards?
Good question.
My son would have been a big problem.
Put in a skateboard park out back. Well, I'll entertain a motion then. We don't have any real adjustments other than conversations that'll be had. I'm sure that'll work out. So.
No, I got shut down the first time. Alright, I'll make a motion to accept it as planned, as presented.
Have a second?
Second.
Second. All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
None opposed?
Thank you,
Thank you,
members of the
sir.
board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Very much. Thank you. Good work. Good to have it there.
So, we'll move back to item number 2, approval of draft meeting minutes. Gotcha. The first item was minutes of May 20, which the issue of not being able to do them before now was we needed people who were in attendance at that meeting,
I left the green one there, the T-bone.
which would include myself, Vanessa, and Ted.
Six of them for like $20, I'm not gonna go back.
So, were there any mailed in adjustments to?
No.
No? Nobody has any additions, subtractions, queries on the May 20, 2026 minutes, then I move that we accept them as drafted.
Second.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, and that leaves the 17th, which would also, is everybody getting their emails so they can see these? No.
I wasn't here though, so don't count that
Yeah,
one anyway.
you could
Yeah,
vote on that one anyways.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah.
got the email, so.
Okay, and I checked, you were here too, so.
Yep.
Any changes, amendments, omissions to June 17th?
No, I'm sorry, no, I
Nope.
did not have.
None here, so move to approve minutes. Aye,
Aye.
and June 25th. Which I think
I was the applicant, so.
you were the applicant, so it would be the three of us, it's still a quorum. Any changes mailed in, other members? Nope.
Aye.
Aye, all in favor? We're caught up.
So we voted, that was wonderful, but I didn't catch a second,
Oh.
a motion.
I seconded
He,
it.
he
Okay.
did the piece,
Yeah, gave the old
I
two.
gave us the second. Any old business to regurgitate? No? Any other business?
No,
Alrighty, well, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I will make a motion to adjourn, second if I said, all in favor, aye. Thank you.